Hey, what's up everyone? It's Jack Mini Trades back here again with another video, and today we're going to be continuing our guitar series, which is basically just me documenting some of the guitars that I have and telling you a little bit of backstory, giving you some sort of insight into how I acquired them and just a little bit of history behind them. So up today is going to be my Jackson PC-1. If you guys don't know, this is a USA pretty much custom shop guitar made by Jackson, and this is made for Phil Collen. If you don't know who Phil Collen is, he is the lead guitarist for Def Leppard. And if you don't know who Def Leppard is, definitely go and check them out. They're really great. They've been around for quite a while, and yeah, definitely some really good stuff. Lots of hits, lots of great music, and this guitar is featured in every single tour. It's absolutely fantastic. There have been a lot of iterations throughout the years. I have one of the sort of later versions. So they came out with this originally and it had this very weird headstock, which was sort of Fender-ish, but it wasn't exactly the Fender headstock, and Fender actually sued Jackson over this, and that led to the eventual purchase of Jackson by Fender. And so now with this revised version that I have, it has the full Fender Stratocaster headstock, which I quite like. I don't really like the original one. I think it's a little bit weird, but regardless, this has the Strat headstock, which is pretty cool. And of course it has a floating tremolo, a Floyd Rose, and it has all gold hardware, which is really nice. This guitar basically never goes out of tune, so it's why I used it extensively when I was performing out and about all over the place. This was always with me. The other thing that's great about it is that it has carbon reinforced neck, so basically any environment that you take this to, whether you're going from a humid environment to a dry environment, or vice versa, or a hot environment to a cold environment, the neck won't warp too much because it has that extra carbon reinforcement to keep it straight. So you really don't have to maintain this too much. It's a really great guitar if you're going to be moving around through climates. And it sounds absolutely fantastic. So getting into it a little bit more, you can see right here that it has this really pretty blue burst type finish. They call it chlorine. And you can see the gold hardware here. I did actually do a bit of an upgrade to this. So it came originally with just your standard Floyd Rose with pot metal. In the saddles here, I upgraded the saddle blocks to be titanium. I also upgraded all of these string things to be titanium, as well as the nuts up here at the top. And this also now has a titanium block from FU Tone. All of this stuff is from FU Tone. So definitely a really solid upgrade. Improves the sustain, improves the tone quite a bit. So this isn't exactly a stock version, but it's pretty close. As far as the woods are concerned, the top of course is going to be a quilt maple top. So you can see right there, a lot of motion in this. It looks like the ocean, which is really nice. And we also have a mahogany back, and it has a flame maple fingerboard. So definitely a very fancy guitar, and the back is quarter sawn maple. Up at the top, you're going to get your Phil Collen signature and the large Jackson logo, made in USA. And down here at the bottom, you have a couple of switches and knobs. So just to walk you guys through what each of these do. The front one up here at the top, this is going to be your volume. Then you have tone. And then down here is your sustain. So you can change the intensity and how fast the sustainer sets in. And then you have your back switch here, which is going to be your sustainer on off. And then the front one is going to be your feedback. So you can get it to kick into a higher register if you want. As far as hardware, we have the DiMarzio Super 3 down here in the bridge. This is an extremely hot pickup, very nice. It has a lot of gain and a lot of really nice characteristics as far as the tone is concerned, so I love this pickup. The next one up is going to be your DiMarzio HS2. This is a stacked humbucker, so it looks like a single coil, but it actually is a humbucker. It's a little bit lower on the output. So especially if you're transitioning between the Super 3 and the HS2, you're going to have a pretty big volume drop off, so just be aware of that. It's one that I use sometimes, but it can be a little bit hard to use because of that huge volume delta. And then right above that we have our sustainer, so that is going to be this guy here. This is also a humbucker, and it's the sustainer. So if you do turn on the sustainer, it'll switch over to the HS2. All right, so with that being said, here are some tone demos for you guys. So as you can see here, I'm just holding this note using the sustainer, and it'll sound like this forever. So this is really great if you're going to be doing some sort of a melodic lead thing, ambient sounds, whatever. Really nice. And then if you want to kick it up a notch, you can of course go ahead and flip on the higher octave switch. So that's what that sounds like. If you do want to have a little bit more in terms of the impact of that, I would definitely suggest kicking on some higher distortion and using a more lead-based tone. So here is what that's going to sound like. So that is some of the sound that you can expect out of the Super 3. It's very, very punchy, very gainy, definitely a really nice and big sounding pickup. If we then move over to the HS2, this is what that's going to sound like. And then if we kick on the Super 3 again, so when you're using some distortion, the difference between the two isn't really too bad. I've had to do a lot of tuning as far as the height of these pickups though, to make sure that it's not as big of a jarring difference. When I first got this guitar, it was set up such that the middle pickup was quite a bit lower, so it was a lot lower in volume since it was further away from the strings. So like I said, you may have to tinker a little bit with it just to get the sound exactly the way that you want it, but it's not bad. And then if we head over to the sustainer pickup, again, you have to make sure that the sustainer switches are off, otherwise you're going to be getting the middle pickup again. But here's what the sustainer neck pickup sounds like. And now here's what these pickups sound like with a little bit of clean tone. So here is the neck. And now here's the split between the neck and the middle. And here's middle. Middle and bridge. And then bridge. So that has been my Jackson PC-1, and yeah, I got this quite a few years ago. I would say probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 11, 12 years ago, something like that. I've had it for quite a while. This is a very, very, very expensive guitar if you want to buy it brand new. They have a couple of versions out now, and they're all well over $4,000. I was fortunate enough to have gotten this on eBay with a pretty big and substantial discount. Unfortunately, though, those days are kind of over. You really don't see this guitar too often, and if you do, people generally want about $3,000 for it. So if you do have the opportunity to get one of these, I would highly recommend it, if you have the money, of course. But with that being said, this has been the Jackson PC-1. Like I said, a very hard guitar to find information about, so I really wanted to make a video since I do have one. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, definitely make sure to drop a like on this video, share it with any of your friends who are into guitars or guitar history or whatever else, and subscribe to the channel for more content. I'll be coming at you guys with more guitar videos at some point in the near future. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Later.